today as the Brooklyn Nets coming for this one. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. Here with me tonight, Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. The Spurs happy to be returning to San Antonio after the road trip. Looking at their performance last year, they're about where you'd expect them to be, guys. They'd like to take that next step in a positive direction here, Steve, with a win.
For the Spurs, they've been off to a great start. I mean, they've stacked up the wins here in the early going, and the momentum is very positive as they move forward.
And no surprise there, Clark. We knew they were going to be a team to watch, and they've absolutely shown it here with the way they've played.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Bogdanovich. Deron Williams out there with Harden. And it's Garnett. And it's Jordan. Harden against Ginobili. Off the run. And Garnett with the basket on the assist by Harden. Garnett's got his first basket. Tough.
Assignment for that defender with the size mismatch we're seeing.
Yeah, I just don't think he's big enough to handle it.
Parker against Williams. And the call will be against Deron Williams. That is his first foul of the game. Here is Splitter. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And he showed his versatility, Kevin, with the 4 blocks defensively. He had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Nets trailed by 5. Outside Williams. The pass to Garnett. And it's good. Assisting in the play was Williams. Garnett's got his second bucket.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard. Duncan right side. Ginobili outside. Back to Duncan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. 4 on the shot clock. With the floater on Ginobili again. Ginobili's got 6.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. You've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
In transition, here comes San Antonio. And Tony Parker again.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Nets trailed by 7.
Brooklyn Nets going all in last season, a record $89 million in luxury tax payments, on a mission to win a championship. Of course, it didn't happen, but the question is, where do they go from here?
It's Williams with the drive. Shoots from the line, and here's Harden for 3. It's hauled in by Duncan.
Well, he has been struggling mightily in this quarter, guys.
True, he really seems to have tightened up a bit for whatever reason. He looks tight.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And, you know, for the Nets, between their trades with the Hawks and the Celtics, they've actually traded away most of their draft picks through 2018. So, you know, what you see is pretty much what you're going to get with this group.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Anderson, he's checked in for Jordan. Here's a Teletovic comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Pearson for Bogdanovich.
And let's take a quick look now at the numbers for Duncan. He's around 18 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers are pretty outstanding. I mean, we've come to expect it from him.
Well, he always impresses, Steve, with the work ethic, stamina, consistency. It's what the best players strive for and produce.
Oh, here's Parker. He really had an off night against the Timberwolves. Never really got in the rhythm. Top of the key, Duncan. To the inside. Splitter. That's good. And so Duncan with the assist. Splitter's got 6. You remember the Nets owner guaranteed a title within 5 years. That's this postseason. Said if he failed, he'd punish himself by, Steve, getting married.
Sure his future wife appreciates that comment.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. Maybe he's a romantic at heart. Or maybe not.
What a way to get your marriage started.
Yes.
Kawhi Leonard has been talked about and mentioned as the future of this San Antonio Spurs team. 23 years old is all he is, and already a great defender and a much improved shooter from his days at San Diego State.
Boris Diaz checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Mono Ginobili. Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
For Kawhi Leonard, we know about his defense,
Final score really caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, but I think they really tightened up at the end, Steve. I think they were trying too hard to avoid the upset instead of focusing on going after the win.
Paul Pierce, a 16-year veteran, and last season his first not in a Celtics uniform. It took some getting used to, both for him and for us.
Well, you just had to love the reception for Pierce and KG in their first game back in Boston. No surprise there. The fans there, some of the best in the league, and they showered those guys with tremendous love, cheers, and appreciation. Well deserved for what they've contributed as Celtics and certainly as NBA.
Anderson passes to Pierce, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. And Steve, no less than the great Celtic John Havlicek dubbing Paul Pierce as the greatest one-on-one scorer in Celtics history.
Yeah, the 10th overall pick back in 1998. What a find. And you could argue that he and Dirk Nowitzki were the two best players drafted that night. Paul Pierce, at one time a franchise talent and elite two-way player, now a self-described role player. He's a heck of a good one, too. A great scorer, shoot, drive, and get to the line.
Here's Bellinelli. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. He dishes it to Mills. Clock at 6. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Left side Anderson. It's tipped. Diaw with the steal. 1 second left. That misses.
Green light at all times because we know what they can do beyond the arc.
Freedom given is freedom earned, Steve. By putting up those kinds of numbers, they've earned their freedom. And at that position, you got a job to do, and they do it well.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Joseph in for Patty Mills. Leonard attacking. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Williams. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Spurs leading by 7. Williams up on top, averaging 16 points a game. Back to Garnett. Shot is off. Empty that time from Leonard. The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 to start off the second quarter.
So much can be said about the Spurs' dominance as a franchise. I mean, 15 straight years of winning 50 games or more during the regular season. You know, last year, they were at least 500 or better against every other team in the league, and they have been since 1976. Still early on in this new basketball season for San Antonio, and here's where they sit in the NBA ranking. First in fewest turnovers per game. 5th for free throw shooting. And they kept the lid on opposing teams' overall offense as well. They're in the top 10 in opponent scoring.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit. Because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
And guys, think about the history of the Spurs. They didn't even come into the NBA until 1976 when they made it. Thanks, Doris. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Well, dealing with travel, one of the challenges you face as an NBA player. It's amazing just how much easier it's gotten, Clark. I know you and I both played in an era early on where there was commercial travel. Now everybody charters and flies out immediately after a game. You've got leg room, you've got catered meals, so you get more sleep, you get more rest. I think it's had a huge impact on the way NBA teams do business and just the quality of play in general.
That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Bogdanovich. And so it's San Antonio with it. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Duncan, a straight. Kevin Garnett with the steal. Here's the break. Jumps up. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And Joseph kicks to Ginobili. Poked away. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. Trips down the breakaway slam.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
Spurs leading by 3. You know, Clark, those charter flights for NBA players are pretty cushy.
Yeah, you take a plane designed for 126 seats and put in 54. That creates a luxurious plane ride, man. Well, it's obvious. The difference in this quarter has been their dominance on the offensive board.
Yeah, I think you're right, Clark. A lot of second chance points, and they're not resting on their lead. They're really being aggressive and attacking the lane.
Stolen by Joseph. Lays it in off the breakaway. Now it's a 7-point Spurs lead.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
And especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That pushes this lead up instead of going the other way.
Good. Bogdanovich has got 9 points.
You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easy. I mean, 10 straight points off assists. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
Well, Tim Duncan, in a lot of ways, the epitome of Steve's substance over style.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin, both in terms of his game and his personality. He's just a winner and a leader, but he does it in such a quiet fashion that sometimes people forget to take notice.
San Antonio making a switch here. Parker's checked in, and he gets it to go. 12 points for James Harden.
They started the game off tortoise-like, but their offense coming to life.
Tortoise-like. Wow, Clark. Yeah, they're putting it together, but still trailing. Their offense is finally getting some traction.
And when I think about Duncan's leadership, man, I could go on and on. I don't even know if I have enough time, but one of the things that stands out is he's never put himself above his teammates or the staff, and he allows himself to be coached extremely hard by Greg Popovich. He's relentless, dedicated, and in many ways he can lead without saying a word.
Double team on Parker. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
You talk about Duncan allowing Pop to get into him. I think really he's his own toughest critic. As great as he is, he's hard on himself. He's pushed himself to become great. Well, for Tim Duncan with age, the Spurs have looked to reduce his minutes load during the regular season. But when he's on the court, he remains as efficient as ever.
Splitter is checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Joseph. Then for the Nets, Anderson, he's checked in for Jordan. And it's Pierce in for Kevin Garnett.
You know, for a guy his size, he doesn't play above the rim very often like he did on that slam.
Still got some power behind him, though.
Yeah, I mean, you let him get in close like that, he'll throw one down hard on him.
And Duncan last season averaging close to a double-double in less than 30 minutes a game, as dominant on the glass as ever. Tim Duncan.
Parker drives in. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And you take a look at Tim Duncan's rebounding speed, moving into the top 5 in career double-double.
Yeah, he just passed Karl Malone and the great Bill Russell. So Duncan just continues this late career renaissance. His play has just been spectacular the last few years.
Bellinelli, he's checked in to San Antonio. And the Nets making a change here as well. Here's Teletovic is checked in for Paul Pierce.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Kicks it to Bellinelli. Now here's Parker. He's tightly guarded. Feeds to Bellinelli. On the wing, Green. They grabbed their own miss. Splitter. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
This team is never afraid to get physical. I think they enjoy this style of play.
Paul Pierce is checked in for Bogdanovich.
It appears as though the Nets have basically committed to winning now with the way they've handled contracts and trades, and as good as they are, you do have to wonder about their future.
Pierce with it. He's picked up by Parker. It's Harden with the drive. Shot to stop the run. That's good from Paul Pierce on the assist by Harden. Harden's got assist number 5 here tonight. Spurs leading by 9.
With the Nets, as you said, a lot of older players on the roster. They had to surrender a lot of picks to get the talent they do have. And that may come back to bite them.
Leonard the pass to Green. And a miss there on the triple.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
It's Harden with the drive and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Well, for the Nets, Clark, the lack of draft picks most certainly will hamper them at some point. But if they are able to come out of the East and make big noise until then, people I don't think are going to mind.
No, I agree with you there. I mean, it's going to be interesting. They do have the finances despite not having the draft picks, so perhaps they can land a couple of good free agents. James Harden with those rush hour handles, whether it's breaking his man down in isolation or running the pick and roll, he keeps that thing on the string. I like his tenacity getting to the basket there, even though the dunk rattled out. 99 times out of 100, you'll get the dunk or the foul.
Parker kicks to Green. Six on the shot clock. Here's Parker. It's good from about 19 feet. Parker's got his 3rd basket of the night. And Harden, a left-hander. Defenders tend to have more trouble, it seems, guys, with softballs.
Well, and especially with Harden because of how crafty he is. He's got that Manu Ginobili Euro move, the change of speed, change of direction, and then the strength. I mean, that's what separates him. He draws contact and seems to just go right through players.
He's really stepped it up this quarter. Looks like he's determined to get them out of this hole all by himself.
Parker dishes to Bellinelli. Poked away. Oh, and here comes Pierce all alone. That's good. And now just a 4-point Spurs lead.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've steadied themselves a little bit, trying to close this gap.
Parker passes to Green. Back to Parker. 6 to shoot. Outside, Green. Bellinelli with the 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
You know, in terms of playing against somebody in the opposite conference, it doesn't get much better. In fact, it's too bad these clubs only play each other twice.
Harden outside. touching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Heaves it up. Can't get it to go. Second quarter ends in a tight one. It's San Antonio leading by 4. And time out of the
Tony, you guys have seemed to be in a good groove lately. Taking a broader look at the season, what's important for this team to have success this year?
Stay healthy. I like our chances this year. Our young guys got a lot of experience, and we play good basketball right now, so hopefully...
An assist from Parker. And 7 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Now Williams. Out to the right wing. Pulls it up. And Garnett misses.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, the rebound might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things toward them. They've been winning that battle.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Boris Diaw grew up idolizing Magic Johnson and obsessed with passing. And close friend Tony Parker said he didn't care about stats. He was always so unselfish. After being waived by Charlotte for refusing to score more points, Diaw has found a fit with the Spurs. He said, quote, "It was always the team that made the most sense." Kevin?
He had Tony there telling him about their philosophy, Doris. What a great run. Great run. Thank you. San Antonio leading by 7. Parker kicks to Duncan. Third quarter of play. We just over a minute and a half gone by.
Steve, I like the collective focus since halftime. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
Williams kicks to Jordan. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. The Spurs have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Parker against Williams. Parker dishes to Ginobili. Duncan with a screen on Hart. Shot clock at 6. Ginobili the pass to Duncan. Good D by Jordan. Nets trailed by 9. Got a piece of it. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Nice ball movement by San Antonio.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in
They want
transition.
sacrifice defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Williams against Parker. Here's Garnett. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. 8 points for Kevin Garnett.
Well, Kevin Garnett came into this league straight out of high school, initially a 6'9" small forward, but he continued to grow and enlisted at 6'11" for most of his career. For whatever reason, he's never embraced actually being called a 7-foot.
Here's his checked in for James Harden. Splitter dishes to Duncan. The feed to Splitter.
Good defensive instincts on display there.
Ginobili against Williams. And here we go. Parker heading to the hoop. Drops in the breakaway layup. Parker's got 9.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
He kicks it to Leonard. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That is his first foul of the game. Well, he holds the reins to this team, and we're seeing some examples of that, Steve, right now.
Yeah, they look cohesive. And, you know, anytime he takes control, you could just feel this group come together.
Yeah, it's priceless when you have a guy who sets the example he does and then backs it up with timely communication as well as consistent performance.
Jordan, the pass to Bogdanovich. Leonard with the steal. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That'll be his second foul of the game. Morris Diaz checked in for Splitter. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Beverly's checked in. Parker outside. Dish now to Ginobili. San Antonio again missing. Nets trailed by 11. Leonard with the steal. Parker outside. It's deflected. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
And I think when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon, I mean, the numbers show that he was a phenomenal defensive player. 3,830 career blocks, two-time defensive player of the year. I think you put him alongside greats like Bill Russell, who played before blocks were actually recorded, of course. But you put Olajuwon up near Russell in terms of maybe greatest interior defenders of all time.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And Beverly kicks to Jordan. He feeds it to Beverly. In low to Garnett. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there. Kevin Garnett was the 5th pick back in 1995. He's had a long, illustrious Hall of Fame career. He was the league MVP back in 2004.
Parker outside. Stolen by Beverly. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. All alone. No luck. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And Kevin Garnett, a 15-time All-Star guys over his great career.
And he's always been a team-first superstar. Kevin, very loyal, competitive. Never really wanted to be traded away from either Minnesota or Boston because of that loyalty.
One of the few things that have gone their way today.
It's Pierce with the drive, and the rebound goes to Duncan.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
And that one's good.
And another gap in the defense found right there. This is one of the worst defensive performances I have ever seen.
Beverly, the pass to Pierce. He dishes it to Jordan. Good on the shot. Jordan's got 6.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
Spurs leading by 17. And Parker, here we go. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Bogdanovich. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. He's got 13.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Excellent D there from Garnett.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Beautiful lead pass there. He let his teammate run right underneath it.
Here's Parker. He's got 11. Parker left side. Another miss by Parker. Nets trailed by 13. Passes it to Bogdanovich. Into Jordan.
Oh, down there, man.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
So one more, and that's it. He'll be DQ'd, disqualified. He's got to be able to defend without picking up that last disqualifying foul.
Tony Parker, I don't think there's any question the best player ever to come out of France. In fact, back in the summer of 2013, he led France to the Euro Cup championship in Slovenia. Just a terrific performance there from Parker.
Okay, Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Duncan.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Diaw, the screen. It's Parker with the drop. And it's blocked. And they get it back. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Here's Jordan. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot two. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at the Heat. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And checking out Brooklyn, down 5 spots from them.
Well, I think for Brooklyn, they've certainly looked more than solid to start this season. I mean, still one of the top teams in the league, and getting it done impressively.
Yeah, the regular season is really just a warm-up for them. The question is how deep they'll be able to go once the playoffs roll around.
Splitters checked in for Parker.
France is really producing quality NBA players. You think about Boris Diaw, Nick Batum. Batum actually carried France in that title game against Lithuania.
And now, running up the court, Pierce pushing it up. He's again, and he sinks the layup. Pierce has got 12 in the game.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Williams with the steal. Pierce kicks to Jordan. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Here's Splitter. And again, unable to change momentum here. And for Boris Diaw and Parker, they grew up together, and they'd won a gold medal together in the U18 European Championships.
And for 13 years, they've tried to get that second gold medal. And I'll tell you, the quality of play around the world, Kevin, just continues to get tougher and tougher. And France, definitely in that upper echelon.
There's 31 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Teletovic. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead. 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. Mills dishes to Splitter. And there's the pass to Mills. There's a screen. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Spurs lead by 4.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there.
Poked loose. It's stolen by Green. Deflects the pass. Outside Pierce. Oh!
Look out! Wow! Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And he gets it to go.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Beverly dishes to Anderson. He kicks to Beverly. And Pierce, here we go. And that one's good. Here's Mills. And Pierce over to help. And Mills kicks to Splitter. In low to Duncan. Green with the rebound. Nets trailed by 5. The dish to Pierce. From deep. Can't get it to go. Great tee that time from Green. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. The shot by Bellinelli. No good.
I'll tell you what, folks. I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Here's Pierce. Pass to Teletovic. From deep three-point range, and he gets the bucket.
Well, it looks like he's starting to get things going here after that scoreless first half.
Spurs shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Screen by Duncan. Mills passes to Duncan. Duncan drawing the double team. Here's Bellinelli. Guarded by Green. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes it to Green. And he makes good on the layup. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
You know, one of the things the Nets did last year that was pretty impressive, they found value in a number of players who had been overlooked by other teams in the league.
A different look now for San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Bellinelli. Ginobili comes in for Green, and Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Lionel Hollins was giving to his team. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, "We're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets." Pretty strong words, guys.
Spurs leading by 6. Ginobili dishes to Duncan. And it's sent back by Garnett. Williams kicks to Harden. Here's Bogdanovich. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. With the Nets, they did make strong role players out of guys that Steve didn't seem to be on anyone's radar.
Well, it gave them a lot of flexibility over the summer in terms of what they wanted to do personnel-wise. You can never discount how much that can shape the future of a franchise.
Ginobili against Harden. Ginobili the pass to Parker. He feeds it to Splitter. Shoots from 12. Here's Duncan. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
To the wing on the left. Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Jordan. No good. And the Spurs going the other way now. Leonard attacking. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got assist number 8 now on the night. Nets trailed by 8. Williams dishes to Jordan. Shoots. Jordan with another miss.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And he gets it to go. 22 points for Manu Ginobili.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves here.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
They're the Spurs with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run right now. And the call will be against Deron Williams. That will be foul number 5 on him. San Antonio with the ball. 10-point lead. Ginobili outside. And in space. That one rolling around and rims out.
I'll tell you what, the mid-range shot is not the easiest one to make. And when you've got daylight like he had there, I mean, those are shots you want to make.
From deep, Williams. And Splitter pulls it down. Splitter's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. Hit his leg. And the ref saying he kicked it. Outside. He dishes it to Duncan. And the call will be against Kevin Garnett. That'll be his second foul of the game. Duncan with the screen for Parker. And Ginobili. Here we go. Free D that time from Jordan.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times. They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And they're going to have to continue that pace, Clark, because they're down, and anytime you're losing, you've got to take advantage of every offensive opportunity you have.
Harden hits them both.
And at the free throw line, it's all about consistency with him. Same routine, same stroke.
Spurs leading by 8. Parker outside, passes it to Ginobili. Duncan with a screen on Harden. Manu Ginobili on the wing, guarded by Harden. San Antonio again missing. Nets trailed by 8. Here's Bogdanovich, and he dunks it down.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
Parker kicks to Duncan. In the corner, it's Splitter. At the teardrop. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Out to the wing. Bogdanovich passes to Jordan. And the powerful one-handed slam.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Well, those could be an important 2 points, too, guys, in a close game like this one.
Leonard dishes to Parker. Looking for a splitter. He gets it there. Just 5 to shoot. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
How did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play. It's been a tough go for him. Just an uncontainable game for Splitter. He's got 19 rebounds now and 3 assists as well.
You know, he's been so good at both ends of the floor, guys, but what's impressed me the most is his offensive performance.
I don't know, Steve. I think the work he's done defensively has been pretty impressive, too.
And here's Harden for 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Parker with Williams picks him up. And the call will be against Aaron Williams. That's it for him. He's fouled out. Now we'll go to the line for 2.
That could have major consequences, Kevin. With this game still in question, it's really a tough time to lose.
And the Nets making a change here. Everly's checked in, and Tony Parker drops them both.
Well, you talk about the elite point guards in the NBA. A lot of times Tony Parker's name gets overlooked. Something about playing in San Antonio seems to keep you off the radar. Make no mistake, Parker is a true star and, most importantly, a proven winner.
Spurs leading by 7. Now the basket to Leonard. Splitter kicks to Leonard. Feeds to Duncan. Duncan drawing the double team. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Good, tough defense there. Getting a hand up, forcing that miss.
Well, he's got the reputation of being a tough defender, and there was an example right there for him.
Garnett the pass to Harden. Fires from deep. And the Nets another 3.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Ginobili with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Ginobili. 16 points for Tim Duncan.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Here's Garnett attacking over to the left wing. Leonard with the steal. And it's Parker at the elbow. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score. So that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
Spurs working the ball around now. Back to Ginobili. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Harden. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Beverly. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Leonard kicks the splitter. Pass to Ginobili. And it's good. Through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
How about that play? Great body control. Still manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down.
Great and one play right there. Tacks another point onto the lead. And I'll tell you what, guys, he's really showing us a killer instinct.
Garnett the pass to Bogdanovich. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap up since the start of the second half. They're starting to find the range.
Steve, the lasers are starting to do their thing. That's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Stolen by Beverly. It's Harden with the drop.
Ooh, that was awesome.
Up below. 1:11 left to play in the final quarter. Parker kicks to Leonard. Duncan against Garnett. Offline with the baseline jumper. And here are the Nets. They're on a 13-5 run here. In the corner, Harden. Pass to Bogdanovich. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Man, Parker can be an offensive force when he gets going like this.
41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ginobili against Harden. No luck. Good work defensively by Ginobili. And he commits the intentional foul. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And no good on the second free throw. So he goes 0 for 2 there.
Urgent possession here, Clark. They need a basket.
No doubt about it, Steve. They need quick, efficient scoring.
Bogdanovich passes to Jordan. Garnett outside. And here's Harden for three. Buries it. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Ooh, a pressure basket right there.
Now that's coming through in the clutch.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball if you take those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a remission.
And he is unable to get the second one. Outside Jordan. Pass to Bogdanovich. Harden outside to take the lead. Right between the eyes.
I'll tell you what, they are dialed in from three-point land here in the fourth quarter.
You called that one right. It's causing some serious harm from long range.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're behind by one. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth. Off the inbound pass. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Guys, I'm here with Paul Pierce. And Paul,